Hello, I'm Leilani Henry, and if you hadn't noticed, Antarctica is melting. For many of us, that means species might be disappearing, seas might be rising, global chaos. We're not quite sure. We just know that something might be happening, and we'll wait till it gets to us. For me, it's a personal connection. My father, George Washington Gibbs Jr., was the first person of African descent to set foot on the continent. He was with Admiral Byrd's third expedition to the South Pole. So he passed away on his birthday, November 7th, 2000. And shortly after that, we found his journals. Before that, growing up, I heard about stories in Antarctica, and I was like, yeah, Dad, that's nice. So in looking at these journals and researching the story, I've been captivated by thinking about what happened in the past, what that means for the present, and what that means for the future of Antarctica and our planet. So I transcribed the journals and started to research the story. It took me to the Smithsonian, it took me to the Byrd Polar Research Center, it took me to interviewing relatives and friends of other expedition members. And what I realized is that this is a very important story that wasn't told. They were evacuated before the entrance of World War II, and the story really wasn't documented. What I learned from this is we're all in the same boat, literally, that we're all on planet Earth, we all need to be stewards of the planet, and that can only happen when we further understand what's going on, particularly in Antarctica, such a pivotal point in climate change. My plan is to go to Chile and to Antarctica to experience firsthand, even for just a short time, what's going on there, so that I can then build a curriculum or curricular materials to be provided for educators and for students, particularly elementary school students, to foster dialogue and to get people to have a personal connection with what's going on down there and what does it mean for my life. This idea we're all in the same boat was actually very clear to me growing up. My father was well respected as a community leader in Rochester, Minnesota, and even in the state of Minnesota. And his spirit lives on in that community. There's a school named after him, George Gibbs Elementary, and that turned out to be the first Gold LEED certified environmental school building in Minnesota. My project then is about working with Gibbs Elementary as a pilot and then going on to work with other educators and other students to build curriculum materials so that people can start to get connected with Antarctica and find out this idea of think globally, act locally. So what can I do? What is it about my inner climate and my thoughts and feelings that impact others? And then how do my actions and how do they impact others? What can we do together to make a better climate in our school, to make a better climate in our community, and therefore in the world? And all of this with a framework of the environment, taking care of our inner environment and our outer environment, and that we are responsible for that as individuals and as community members. So my father's story and the story of the expedition and the mysteries and the learnings from that expedition are the centerpiece for this curriculum. And my journey will take me to Chile and to Antarctica to get a little taste of what it's like now versus what it was like in 1940, and then to build that information into this curriculum. My larger vision is to complete a book and launch a multimedia project with the story of my father in the center. I want to create a future where we understand and act as if we are all Antarctica. I appreciate your support.